Yeah, I think Khamzat's camp's really tuning up right now. I feel the intensity, the dynamicness of kind of the sparring partners and the drilling and the techniques they're working on is becoming a lot more intricate, a lot more detailed. I think when people talk about the pace DDP is gonna put on Khamzat after the first or second round, if Khamzat can't finish him, I think is a little bit misunderstood. For fighters who understand how camps are put together, they obviously know these things, and I think that it's really important to understand.
The most anticipated fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis is almost near, and Khamzat has started his third week of his intense training camp. However, Arman Tsarukyan said that Khamzat's strategy against Dricus is predictable since Dricus fights the same way every time and won't change. While Dricus promised to pay $10,000 for every takedown, Tsarukyan explained that taking Dricus down isn't the hard part, it's holding him down that's difficult. He added that if Dricus really plans to pay for each takedown, he won't make any money because Khamzat will keep taking him down and controlling him throughout the fight.
I mean, he does every fight the almost same things, and he's not gonna change anything. Yeah, but just take him down. It's not difficult, but hold him is more difficult. So, but if he's really thinks like he's gonna pay his 10,000, he's not gonna make money from that fight. He's gotta give all his money to Khamzat.
On the other hand, Gilbert Burns said he trains with Dricus a lot and thinks Dricus is a very good fighter, crazy tough, and physically strong. He described the fight as hard to predict, saying Khamzat will likely start strong like he always does, but believes Dricus can slow him down, avoid submissions, and stay calm. Burns thinks the first round will be the toughest part, but if Dricus gets past it, he'll be a nightmare for Khamzat. He called Dricus a monster who hits hard, has great endurance, and doesn't break easily. Burns believes Dricus will beat Khamzat and keep his championship.
I train with Dricus a lot. Dricus is actually a very, very good fighter. Crazy cardio, very physically strong. He's a very hard fight to predict. You know, I think Chimaev is going to start very strong like he always do. I do believe Dricus can kind of slow him down, don't get submitted, relax a little bit. But I do believe Dricus, if he get past that first round, I think that's the hardest part. What I think he will do, I think he's gonna pass, and then he's gonna be a nightmare for Chimaev. I think Dricus is a monster, hits very hard, doesn't break, good gas tank. I do believe Dricus is gonna beat Chimaev and remain the champion. Yeah!
However, Khamzat's intense training camp has now entered its third week, marked by relentless drills, tough sparring sessions, and focused conditioning. His team is pushing him hard to sharpen every skill, building strength, speed, and endurance. The camp's intensity reflects Khamzat's determination to dominate in his upcoming fight.
And I think that it's really important to understand what it is a fighter needs and what they don't need, and I think that's why you have to have a good group of coaches around you, and I think that's what Khamzat has around him. He has a great group of coaches.
Furthermore, Jackson podcast host Bear DeGidio said Khamzat Chimaev's training camp has reached a new level of intensity in its third week. He noted the increased complexity in drills, sharper technique, and the addition of new sparring partners to fill specific gaps for the Dricus du Plessis fight. DeGidio emphasized that experienced coaches are tailoring the camp strategically, not just focusing on volume, but on exactly what Khamzat needs to win.
I think Khamzat's camp's really tuning up right now. I feel the intensity, the dynamicness of kind of the sparring partners and the drilling and the techniques they're working on is becoming a lot more intricate, a lot more detailed. I think when people talk about the pace DDP is gonna put on Khamzat after the first or second round, if Khamzat can't finish him, I think is a little bit misunderstood. For fighters who understand how camps are put together, they obviously know these things, and I think that it's really important to understand what it is a fighter needs and what they don't need, and I think that's why you have to have a good group of coaches around you, and I think that's what Khamzat has around him. He has a great group of coaches, and I think at the end of the day, you have to understand that when you put together a camp, it's about putting together the pieces that you think it's going to take for you to win. So I think one thing that I understand this morning, when you walk in the Santo Performance Studio and you see 30 people running around and 10 of them are new faces, it's like, okay, We're starting to figure out what the camp needs. We're starting to fill the gaps. We're flying in these people. We're flying in these fighters. We're bringing in these partners. And now the sparring is going to a new level.
Additionally, DeGidio also praised Khamzat's mindset, calling him a true fighter who imposes his will in every fight. He said Chimaev doesn't perform to entertain. It's just his natural style. According to DeGidio, the scariest part is that Khamzat enters the cage able to do whatever he wants. And that kind of control makes him a dangerous and unpredictable opponent.
Khamzat's a real dog. That dude wants to go out there and kill. He ain't want to go out there and do anything. He puts on a show just by default because that's just his fighting style. But he's not going out there just to put on this show. He's going out there to show you everything it is that he wants to do to a fighter, he will do. He will impose his will at the highest level because that's who he is as a fighter. And that's the scariest thing about someone. When you know someone is coming in there and they can do anything they want to, that's a scary fighter, and that's someone who should be treated delicately when you're around, especially when he's cutting weight.
However, Rainier de Ridder said that fighters like Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns gave Khamzat Chimaev too much space early in their fights. He felt they let Khamzat take control and set the pace. In his view, both were able to keep up with Khamzat, and if they had started more aggressively, they might have been able to beat him.
I think they are like Kamaru, Gilbert. They kind of stepped off the gas for a little bit, if you know what I mean. They kind of gave him the chance to start and to set the pace and to take the lead. And we saw in those fights that they were pretty much able to hang with him. And I think if they would have come out a bit more aggressive, that they would have had a chance to beat him.
Furthermore, Rainier de Ridder said Dricus du Plessis might be the favorite because of his explosive start and aggressive style in the early rounds. He pointed out that Khamzat Chimaev hasn't been very active, and his quick win over Robert Whittaker didn't reveal much about his current form. However, de Ridder acknowledged that Khamzat may have made big improvements, especially with his training at Kill Cliff, and believes the matchup is exciting and unpredictable.
Dricus is a guy who doesn't really hold anything back anyway in the first couple of rounds, so that's why I feel like Dricus might be the favorite in my mind, but we'll see. We haven't seen Khamzat as active. We didn't see a lot from him in the Whittaker fight because he took him down, stayed on top, and then finished him pretty quickly. So I'm curious. Maybe he evolved a lot as well. We don't really know where Khamzat is at because he might have just really upped his game and really evolved as a fighter as well. He's training with one of the guys I like to train with a lot as well in Baisangur. Kill Cliff guy. So I don't know. It's an interesting fight. I'm very much looking forward to seeing it.
On the other hand, Ariel Helwani expects Dricus du Plessis to adjust as the fight progresses. He believes the bout will extend into the later rounds, where Dricus can pick up on key details and slowly shift his approach. Helwani described it as a challenge to see if Dricus can adapt in real time.
I think DDP figures it out. I think he takes him to deep water and he figures it out. And I think it's like a learning lesson for him and all this stuff.
I like it.
Yeah.
However, Michael Bisping said Khamzat Chimaev's best chance is to finish Dricus du Plessis early. He pointed out Dricus' strong resume and recent wins, including his UFC title defenses. Bisping added that many champions improve after winning the belt, and Dricus appears to be following that same path.
And I'm telling you, he's going to try and finish Dricus du Plessis straight away, and that's his best bet. Now, Dricus du Plessis, this man's on fire, right? He's 23-2 overall. He's on an 11-fight win streak. He's got 10 wins in the UFC, and of course this will be his third title defense. He beat Sean Strickland by unanimous decision. He choked out Israel Adesanya in the 4th round, and he took the belt, as we know, in a close split decision victory over Sean Strickland way back at UFC 297. But they always say when you become the champion, you get 30% better. This man is improving all the time. He's got tremendous grappling of his own.
Furthermore, Michael Bisping added that Khamzat Chimaev might be underestimating Dricus du Plessis if he thinks the fight will be easy on the ground. He emphasized Dricus' physical strength and proven grappling skills, mentioning his past submission wins over multiple jiu-jitsu black belts. Bisping warned that raw power alone won't be enough.
If Khamzat Chimaev thinks that he's going to go out there and just take down Dricus du Plessis and just choke him out, right, like he's some schmuck, like he doesn't know what he's doing, like he's not someone that choked out an entire black belt jiu-jitsu team one after the other, then I think Khamzat Chimaev will be in for a rude awakening. Now, of course, since Khamzat Chimaev moved up to 185 pounds, he's looked phenomenal, okay? The way that he destroyed Robert Whittaker, that was so impressive.
However, Sean Strickland shared his thoughts on the Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis fight, slightly favoring Chimaev. Based on his own training experience, he said Dricus's path to victory depends on stopping Khamzat's elite wrestling. Strickland noted how dangerous Chimaev is with his ability to mix striking and grappling, something most opponents struggle to counter. While Strickland believes he could handle that style, sure if du Plessis has the tools to stop the takedowns. Still, he added that if Dricus can keep the fight standing, there's a real chance he could win.
Did you see DDP and Khamzat got announced?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Where's that gonna be at?
Chicago.
Oh no. They're letting the terrorists in.
Do you think he beats DDP or do you think DDP retains?
You know what's hard? So those little Chechen, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me who I've been training with for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple him. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him. But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, you know. I sparred the Chechen, like hands down, I think Dricus wins. But it's just gonna come down to like, are you gonna be able to like counter wrestle? And like you can, it's not hard.
Meanwhile, Kamaru Usman reflected on his fight with Chimaev, admitting that once Khamzat regains control, escaping is nearly impossible. He praised Chimaev's tight grip, control, and smooth transitions on the ground, which are very hard to break. However, Usman questioned whether Chimaev could use the same tactics against Dricus, who brings a different physical style and threat compared to Chimaev's previous opponents.
Khamzat Chimaev on your back round one is not easy to get off. And then he was able to sink that in. And that goes to show how strong of the squeeze this freaking dude had.
Could he pull that same style against Dricus du Plessis? Because I will say this.
1000%.
On the other hand, MMA Guru admitted he once had even more confidence in du Plessis defeating Chimaev, but still favors Dricus due to his raw power. However, he recognized Chimaev's dominance in the early rounds. Guru believes that if Chimaev wins, it will probably be quick and commanding.
These aren't on your terms. And just when you were saying that, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I've always thought you were intelligent. Like when you do things, but when you're like, it's on your terms, I was like,
yeah.
You piqued my curiosity.
If it's going to happen, make it happen on your terms. It's the Kevin Holland thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm almost like a Kevin Holland of life. I choose this. You know what I mean? It's almost cope.
Yeah.
You know? Don't, I'm not going to get out grappled, and then it's happening live on pay-per-view in the main event.
Yeah.
You're being out grappled.
Yeah.
I thought I wasn't going to get out grappled. My coaches told me.
Additionally, MMA Guru also recommended that Dricus start aggressively, even attempting a takedown early to catch Chimaev off guard. He noted that many of Khamzat's previous opponents let him control the fight's pace, but applying early pressure could disrupt Chimaev's rhythm and affect him mentally.
So this is why I don't think DDP should go out there like, got stuff to take down. Get, dude, get on his hips before you.
Yep.
You know, and if he stuffs it, so be it. It'll be the least thing he expects. And for a second, Chimaev, who's a killer, he's a murderer.
Yep.
He goes out there, I'm gonna drag this guy in the first round, destroy him. For a second, he goes, what the f?
Yeah.
If you can snap that on Chimaev for a second, Whittaker, he never had a moment in that fight where he thought, what's going on?
It was like, oh, he got me back.
He was complete composure. Same with Usman. Burns had him re-second guess himself.
Yep.
But all the good first rounds he's had, there's never been a snap in his mental game. That always happens in the later rounds. But if DDP shoots on him, there's a moment in Chimaev's head where he goes, what the f is he doing?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's not this killer in a fight.
At last, MMA Guru added that even if the takedown attempt doesn't succeed, starting grappling exchanges could help Dricus change the fight's tempo. He emphasized that it's safer for Dricus to stay alert and engaged rather than get trapped under Khamzat's side control, especially with new rules permitting knees on the ground. Staying active and strategic on the mat is crucial.
He's asking a question. He's on my hips.
Yeah.
And if he sprawls it, if he gets the whizzer and throws DDP over, and why did DDP do that? Now DDP can go, well, I'm going for a leg.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a leg. See how he deals with this.
Yep.
I'm going to get guard back.
Yep.
I'm going to see if I can elbow him off bottom position. It's much easier to survive in guard than it is for someone to have
side control
with their body lock, and they can punch you, especially now with knees and you can't play the hand game. Don't get caught up.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in those positions.
However, Sharamagomedov expressed strong confidence in Dricus du Plessis ahead of his upcoming fight, highlighting that Dricus is in excellent and powerful hands this time. He warned against underestimating him and predicted a performance that will make a lasting impression. Magomedov added that after the fight, everyone will remember Dricus' name, calling for 2 seconds of silence to honor the impact he's set to make.
As I said before, Dricus is in very good, strong hands in this fight, and we will make sure to remember his name with 2 seconds of silence afterwards.
Meanwhile, Robert Whittaker expects Khamzat Chimaev to take Dricus du Plessis down at UFC 319, but believes that if Khamzat can't finish the fight early on the ground, he probably won't win. Whittaker noted that Dricus grows stronger and more dangerous as the fight progresses into the later rounds.
I think Khamzat will take Dricus down, but I believe, and this is obviously just top of the head, if Khamzat doesn't finish Dricus when he takes him down, I don't think he wins that fight.
Furthermore, Whittaker added that Dricus is a resilient fighter who doesn't tire easily. He explained that Dricus consistently pushes forward, gains momentum, and becomes increasingly difficult to handle as the fight goes on.
Dricus is one of those dudes that doesn't go away, and he gets better, if anything, over the rounds. He's just so resilient. So if you don't get him out of there, I don't see him beating him.
However, Demetrius Johnson believes Chimaev needs to finish the fight early or risk losing stamina as he did against Burns and Usman. He noted that Dricus' unorthodox style, reach, and relentless pressure will create challenges if the bout extends. Johnson predicts du Plessis will gain control in the later rounds if Chimaev fails to adjust.
This is my hot take. If Chimaev cannot get him down,
he will. But yeah.
But let's say he does get him down.
Yep.
And he doesn't finish him, right? I think he's spent. Because you look at his fights. You look when he fought Gilbert Burns, when he fought Kamaru Usman. He had Kamaru Usman fully mounted, back hooks and everything, right?
Yep.
Working for the choke, pounding him, could not finish him.
Couldn't get him.
The rest of the time, he could not find it was shadow boxer. Granted, he might be sick or whatever.
Yep.
But if he cannot figure it out within those first 2 rounds or the first round he gets him down, I think DDP is gonna do what he does best.
Yep.
He's gonna be awkward. He's gonna be do the kicks, and I think DDP is gonna beat him.
Yeah,
like I
could see it.
think Khamzat Chimaev is more athletic, more traditional, but I think that awkwardness of the old what did he say? The lanky man style.
Yep.
I think DDP is gonna put in the bag.
Meanwhile, Chael Sonnen highlighted the complexity of the matchup, noting that no fighter has managed to keep du Plessis grounded for an extended period. He praised the excitement in the middleweight division, mentioning top contenders like Bo Nickel and Sean Strickland, and described this era as one of the best in the weight class's history.
I mean, this isn't a simple fight where you go, well, go out and take him down. It's like, yeah, good luck. Go out and take him down. Yes, true. And then you got to hold him there once you do it. Oh, and by the way, nobody else has taken down and held Dricus there. Like, this fight is starting to look different. The entire division is starting to look different. There's never been a time that 185 pounds has had such a spotlight on it. I'm watching this guy, Kyle Barrow, myself. I'm thinking this guy might quietly be the real assassin of that division, but that's not easy to say. I think Bo Nickel go all the way to the top. And I think that DeRinner is greatly underrated. And I don't think Sean Strickland is ready to move on just yet. Like, 185 is a really exciting proposition.
Additionally, Sonnen slightly favored Khamzat but was uncertain about how he would achieve victory. He emphasized that the first round is crucial. If Chimaev controls early with takedowns, du Plessis could struggle quickly. However, if Dricus withstands the initial pressure, he may build confidence and shift the fight's momentum.
Is it a surprise that Chimaev is a favorite? No, I would expect him to be. But I also feel as though if I were predicting this today, I would lean Chimaev. As long as you didn't ask me a follow-up question. Like, if I told you, hey, I think Chimaev's going to beat Dricus, okay, great. If we all get up and walk out of the room, we're fine. The problem is if you're going to ask me how. How is he going to beat him? Because I am not fully confident that Chimaev can take him down at will. I'm not fully confident he can keep him there. We're going to know in the very first round. If Dricus gets taken down in the first round, things are going to unravel very quickly. But if he can defend a takedown for the entire first 5 minutes, it's only going to get easier to stay on your feet after that. It's an exciting match. I would expect Chimaev to be the favorite.
Moreover, Jamahal Hill favors Du Plessis, impressed by how the champion consistently surprises doubters. He highlighted Dricus' cardio, strength, and unpredictable striking. Hill believes Chimaev must finish the fight early because Du Plessis grows stronger with each round. However, he also recognized Chimaev's elite grappling and cautioned against underestimating him.
I probably favor DDP in that one, just for the simple fact of I've doubted this dude so many times now, and he's shut me up bad every time. It may look like he's like fatiguing or he's like slowing down, but he's really not. I think he's got the better cardio. His physical strength, I believe, can pose a problem for anybody in that division. We've seen Khamzat fade over the course of rounds before. I just believe Dricus has a really, really awkward way of throwing strikes that's not easy to time, get a read on. So I believe he will land. So I probably lean more towards DDP, but you can't count a guy like Khamzat out. I believe he's one of the best natural pure grapplers. He does have the ability to throw some hands too. So it's interesting.
Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria spoke respectfully about both fighters, describing Chimaev as aggressive and dangerous due to his focus on finishes rather than decisions. He didn't choose a clear winner, but expressed excitement to watch the fight and hopes for strong performances from both. With friendships on both sides, Topuria wants the better fighter to win and trusts their skills to provide an exciting matchup.
He's the man. He's a savage. He calls him his shots. He finishes his opponents. When he goes inside the octagon, you know that that guy goes for the finish. He's not looking for the decision. That's why I respect Khamzat. He's a beast. So he deserves to fight for the title as soon as possible. We're gonna have an amazing fight because I love Dricus Du Plessis. He's a great human being. I have a great relationship with him. I have a great relationship with Khamzat also. But as a fan of mixed martial arts, it's gonna be a very exciting fight. I hope the best man wins, and I wish best of the luck to both of them.
On the other hand, Darren Till recognized Dricus Du Plessis' awkward yet effective style, which often disrupts opponents. However, he predicted Khamzat Chimaev would likely finish the fight within 2 rounds. Till noted that even Chimaev admitted this fight won't be easy, but remains confident that Khamzat's strength and pressure will overwhelm Dricus early for a dominant victory. That's it for today's video, so what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about their fight? We would love to hear your thoughts on this fight. So share your thoughts in the comment section, and also make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also check out our other videos on the screen.